We're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we're going to see a little bit from Slock, the performance. And remember, I told you it's a great show. You'll see why right at this next break. And then we're going to be speaking about cancer. Stay tuned.
All in for Wishes 4, poker tournament to benefit Make-A-Wish of Northeast New York. We're taking a big look at our new feature final table for this year, which we are streaming live over the internet to the Ante Up magazine viewers. And we'll be using this as our final table footage for rebroadcast in the spring. And come with us. We'll take you to the back and show you the broadcast booth.
Thank you.
From Windy City Poker Championship out of Chicago, here to help us with All In for Wishes today in Albany, New York. We're getting our production booth set up so we can broadcast live to the Ante Up viewers and others out on the internet today. We're live streaming today's event and also capturing footage for potential rebroadcast as well. So this is all the high-tech behind-the-scenes stuff that happens at All In for Wishes.
All right.
With us today, Ted Leahy from Lucky Leahy's Table, all the way from Atlanta, supplier of many of our tables today and our feature final table. So Ted, you want to talk a little bit about the event while you're here? And
I'm just here to help Make-A-Wish again, 4th year, glad to do it. Great charity and always a pleasure, getting bigger and better every year.
So the way this works is we have RFID technology on the final table today. So the felt reads the cards and sends a signal back to our production booth.
Well, that wasn't Guys and Dolls. That was All In for Wishes, and that was for the Make-A-Wish. And I guess there's a little gambling there and a little gambling on Guys and Dolls, so I guess it kind of fits. But they'll be on next. We'll show you a little bit about that. Right now, next to me, I have 2 guests. That's Suzanne Hagendorn, and we're going to be talking to her as well as Sarah Tice about the comprehensive cancer grant that you got. And this is for Schenectady County, Fulton, and Montgomery. Is that correct?
Actually, Schenectady County Public Health Services was fortunate enough where we were awarded a grant to the New York State Department of Health, and it deals with 3 different aspects to prevent cancer. And the 2 that we're going to talk about today is actually breastfeeding and cancer screening. Now, with October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we're drawing people's attention to breastfeeding. And several studies have shown that the longer a woman breastfeeds, that actually decreases her cancer risks.
Is that right?
That is true. And
I know it increases the immunity for the child as well.
It does. And so we're really, really stressing moms, even if they have previously formula fed a child, that they can still give that benefits of breastfeeding to their child by choosing to breastfeed their future children.
And when you say longer, what do you mean by longer? I mean, you hear stories of women at 5-year-old is still breastfeeding. To me, I'm sorry, it doesn't work for me, but tell me what you think.
Well, the Academy of Pediatrics recommends exclusive breastfeeding, meaning no other complementary foods are given.
No rice, no anything?
Before 6 months.
Oh, okay.
And afterwards, continued breastfeeding up through 1 year, or as long as mutually desired for mother and child. So if a mother chooses to breastfeed longer, as long as that works for her and her child, then that is perfectly fine and acceptable.
Now, when you talk about breastfeeding, you're also talking about like using a pump, and we got a fly in here. I'm sorry. I think that the llama brought it in. I'm not sure because they're not waving at us.
So if you see us waving.
Does the pumping? I mean, that all suffices as breastfeeding, right?
Absolutely. If a mom does have to go back to work, we do encourage her to use a pump, so that way when she's away from her baby, she can breastfeed.
Right.
Exclusive meaning whichever way the baby receives, as long as it's breast milk. That really is the perfect food for an infant.
It was designed that way, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And what other, you're mentioning breastfeeding, now we're talking about cancer.
Yeah, we're going to the cancer side of it where we're doing the screenings. So we offer free cancer screenings through the Cancer Services Program, and we do cover Fulton, Montgomery County, as well as Schenectady, as you mentioned. And our program is free to men and women who are uninsured. So women 40 and older can get screened through the program for a breast exam.
Are you talking about just a breast exam, or are you talking about a mammogram?
Breast exam, mammogram,
Oh,
pelvic
really?
exam,
That's-
pap test.
Get out.
Yes,
That's
and if
great.
they're 50 and older, men and women both can receive a colon cancer screening.
Okay.
So that could be in a take-home kit, depending
That's
on
usually for blood in the
right,
stool.
exactly. Depending on family history and personal history, they could possibly get a colonoscopy
Yeah.
covered as well. So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we cover a lot more, I think, than most people realize.
This
And-
is really a great program
Yeah.
then that you've worked on, because you've certainly got the grant.
Right,
Yes.
we got the grant. I'm under a different grant, but we've joined joined our forces, obviously, because of the type of topic that we're talking about. So we've brought ourselves together to actually pull that into, I don't know, like a little ball, I guess, and, you know, a circle, bring it back.
It seems appropriate
Yes.
to kind of pull that together.
Yes.
Is there any data to show that all of this screenings and all of this is helping to reduce breast cancer?
Of course, yes. So, you know, the more we screen, the more we're able to catch it in early stages, or, you know, find those individuals who do not get breast cancer. So we're getting them screened ahead of time.
And even what we've noticed as we've partnered together in this grant is that we've identified a barrier that a lot of people are not getting screened because they cannot get the time off. So the second portion of our grant is cancer screening services. So we really
You bring it to work or what?
We're encouraging employers to offer paid time off, because we realize that an employee is more likely to have these screenings done if they don't have to worry about taking away from their personal or sick time.
Yeah, okay.
So that's where we're partnering together with Cancer Screening Services, because really a healthier workforce is healthier for them. They're going to live longer, and detecting these cancers, specifically cervical, breast, and colon cancer, if they're detected early, they're very treatable.
Very treatable. One thing that we haven't really addressed, we've talked about, you know, breastfeeding and all that men can get breast cancer. And I think that men don't realize that a lot.
No, they don't, and that's a big part of it, is educating the male population as well, not just on colon cancer screenings, but also breast screenings. And, you know, I have in the past, through the program, have a couple men who came through the program who had a breast lump. They've had family history. One had a grandfather, father, and
sorry.
and both had breast cancer. So he was kind of worried. He found a lump, and it actually ended up being a cyst, thankfully, so it wasn't cancerous. So yes, it's out there.
And it's probably easier for a man to detect a lump than it is for a woman.
Right, because normally it would be something
I mean, you're
that,
going, what is that? Was that there last month? What is that? You know, and you're kind of, is there like, if it moves, it's okay, and if it doesn't, it's, you know, there's always these things.
There's some wording around that, so,
but,
you know, it
but
goes
you
both
are,
ways.
do you hand out tools for people to learn how to do a breast exam at home? Or?
We have some shower. They hang in
Hangers,
the shower.
I have one of those.
Women have seen those. We also have breast models that we do bring out into the public with us, which have different types and different sizes of lumps, so you can actually feel what they might feel like if you were touching your own breast. And some of them, people don't realize how far back they can be to the chest wall. So you really have to
could be
press.
close to the lymph node.
Yes, you really have to press, you know, and the individuals who do our breast screenings for us, they've been trained. So, and that's a lot of what they do. People don't realize the breast tissue runs higher, lower, you know, farther
they go
outside.
right out under the arm and all
and that's
that,
how it should be. You're covering all that base. So.
Yeah, because you really want to be aware of that. And now I think and this doesn't really cover you, but they're also working with plastic surgeons at the same time. And so, I mean, there's a lot that has changed.
Exactly.
Are they doing lumpectomies more now, or how does that?
Well, they're there. You know, it depends on the person, obviously. You know, initially it might be a smaller version of a biopsy, and that it could increase as the results change, you know, all the way to mastectomy. So, you know, our program actually, which I didn't add upon, was that we have a Medicaid treatment program that if individuals are diagnosed with breast cancer, colon cancer, cervical, we can put them into that program to have them covered through the treatment
you
if they don't have health insurance.
You do have some support there. And of course, the actress that had the double mastectomy, Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie. Oh, please, I forgot her name. You can tell how on top I am of that. But anyway, that was really a statement that she made.
Yes, it was.
Fly, excuse me.
Yes.
It really was a statement, and you can understand why she made that decision.
She was in the 80% category. You know, the odds were in favor of her probably getting breast cancer. So it was there.
And really, one of the greatest gifts that a mother can give her child is through breastfeeding, because studies have shown that there's a decreased risk of childhood leukemia and lymphomas through breastfeeding.
Is that right?
So not only is she providing that protection for herself, but also for her child. So what a greater gift a mother could give her child than
and we kind of forget.
risk.
We think of just feeding, but it really is. There's a big health benefit.
Absolutely.
And we do a lot of education, and I think that's important too.
And that's what we're doing right now to get people get the word out.
It's the education piece, and I brought a brochure for you just for your own information. And also St. Mary's Healthcare. I'm based at St. Mary's in Amsterdam. The 3 counties are covered, and this is is a great breast cancer awareness
They're
folder that
they're
did
really
put
on
out.
top of
It's
it too over there.
fantastic, yeah. So as you see, Sarah and I are donned in our
Both in
pink,
pink.
for the
I
know, I
month.
saw
Yes.
that, yeah.
We have a lot going on this month. We do cancer screening events, so that's all in one. We kind of talk about, you know, reaching people, and we do screening days where they can come and get everything done at one time.
Great.
Don't have to make 2 appointments.
We've been speaking with Suzanne Hagendorn and Sarah Tice about screenings. Please go to their website, check it out, find out where you can get a screening, and really it's a great program. Thank you both for being here today and for
you.
doing such great work
Thank
on
you.
behalf of women in cancer and men too.
Thank you. Yes.